Before there was Instagram or YouTube, there was cave art. Thousands of years before the invention of writing, our prehistoric ancestors were making their mark on the world by painting animals and geometric patterns on cave walls. In this series, we'll explore these remarkable artworks and uncover the secrets behind them. From Spain to Siberia, join us as we discover the stories, symbols, and stunning artistry of some of the most impressive caves from around the world. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. About 40,000 years ago, in what is now southern France, a small group of early modern humans settled in the Dordogne River Valley. This fertile area was home to a variety of animals, including reindeer, horses, bison, and deer, all of which would become popular subjects for the people who lived here. They hunted these animals for food and clothing, and eventually they began to depict them in art. Around 35,000 years later, their descendants had moved into the nearby caves to escape the hot summer sun and predators like wolves and bears. In the safety of the caves, they created some of the earliest known works of art. Paintings of animals they hunted and used every day, as well as abstract symbols and patterns. But while we may never know for sure what these symbols meant, we can still learn a lot about the people who made them by studying the techniques they used and the animals they painted. Cave art wasn't just for decoration. It had a deeper meaning for our ancestors. These paintings weren't just beautiful works of art. They were also a way for people to communicate with each other and with the spirits that inhabited the caves. By painting animals on the cave walls, they were able to capture their essence and bring them into the space. This is because they believed that everything in nature had a soul or spirit, and they wanted to honor those spirits by depicting them accurately and respectfully. One example of this is the famous Lascaux cave, which contains some of the oldest and most detailed cave paintings in the world. Here, animals like horses, deer, and bison are shown in great detail, with each stroke of the artist's brush capturing the animal's movement and energy. The artists who created these paintings didn't just copy what they saw. They also added their own creative touch, often depicting animals in ways that exaggerated their size or distorted their shape. For example, in one painting, a horse is shown with a giant head and thin, spindly legs, while in another, a bison is depicted with elongated horns and a twisted body. This wasn't just for artistic effect. It was also a way of capturing the animal's spirit and power. By exaggerating their features, the artists were able to make the animals more memorable and impactful, creating images that would stay with the viewer long after they had seen them. But the animals weren't the only subjects of cave art. Our ancestors also painted geometric patterns and abstract symbols on cave walls. These symbols are more mysterious than the animal paintings, as we don't know for sure what they mean. However, researchers believe that they may have had religious or spiritual significance, perhaps representing important events or rituals. Some symbols appear to be handprints, while others look like footprints or weapon markings. There are even some that resemble the female body. These abstract symbols may have been used as a form of communication between the people who created them and the spirits that inhabited the caves. They could have been used in ceremonies or rituals to invoke the spirits or to communicate with them. Alternatively, they may have been used as a form of record keeping. It's a way to keep track of important events or to pass down knowledge from one generation to the next. Whatever their meaning, these symbols add a layer of complexity and intrigue to the cave art, inviting us to consider the deeper spiritual and cultural significance of these ancient artworks. While we may never know exactly what the symbols meant to our ancestors, we can still appreciate the beauty and artistry of the cave paintings themselves. The colors used in cave art were typically derived from natural materials such as plants, minerals, and animal products. For example, red ochre, a type of clay, was often used to create rich reds and browns. Meanwhile, white chalk was used to create lighter shades, and black charcoal was used to create dark tones. These materials were carefully ground and mixed to create the desired color and then applied to the cave walls using a variety of tools, including fingers, hands, animal bones, and wooden sticks. The result was a stunning array of colors and textures that brought the cave walls to life. One of the most remarkable aspects of cave art is the way in which the artists were able to create the illusion of depth and movement on a two-dimensional surface. By using a technique known as perspective, they were able to create the impression that the animals and other figures were located at different distances from the viewer. This was done by making the animals in the background smaller and more faded, while the animals in the foreground were larger and more detailed. In some cases, the artists even used shading and contour lines to give the animals a three-dimensional appearance. Despite the limitations of cave painting, our ancestors were able to create some truly remarkable works of art that have survived for thousands of years. These paintings are not only beautiful to look at, but they also provide us with a window into the minds of our ancestors, allowing us to see the world through their eyes and understand their relationship with the natural world. Prehistoric cave paintings have fascinated scientists for centuries, but it wasn't until recently that we've been able to unlock some of their secrets. One of the most exciting discoveries in the field of cave art research has been the use of a new technology to reveal hidden paintings that were previously invisible to the naked eye. Researchers have found that by using ultraviolet light, they can reveal paintings that were made with certain types of minerals that don't reflect visible light. This has allowed them to discover previously unknown artwork in places like the Chauvet Cave in France, which contains some of the oldest and most well-preserved cave paintings in the world. But it's not just the paintings that have been hiding from us. Researchers have also discovered that some cave paintings have been dated back much further than previously thought. For example, in the Altamira Cave in Spain, researchers used a new dating technique to date some of the paintings to as far back as 36,000 years ago. This pushes back the timeline for the creation of figurative cave art by several thousand years. These new discoveries have not only deepened our appreciation for the artistry and skill of our prehistoric ancestors, but they've also raised new questions about the evolution of human culture and the origins of art. For example, the discovery of non-mineral-based pigments has led researchers to believe that prehistoric people may have had a more sophisticated understanding of color and symbolism than we previously believed. As technology continues to improve, we can expect to see even more amazing discoveries in the world of prehistoric cave paintings. Who knows what other secrets these ancient artworks are hiding, and what other insights they can provide into the lives and cultures of our prehistoric ancestors. So if you're interested in this topic, be sure to stay tuned for more updates. With each new discovery, we get a glimpse into the minds of the people who created these amazing works of art and the world they inhabited. That's it for this episode of The First Artists. What are your thoughts on the prehistoric cave paintings? What other topics would you like to see us cover in future episodes? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thanks for watching.